talking about the use of unstructured data. Because of its nature, this unstructured data, it is not suited to the transaction processing application that often handle the structured data. Instead, it is primarily used for the business intelligence and the analytics purpose. See, because this data is into the unstructured format, so if we want to analyze this data, if we want to use this data, so we cannot directly use this data for the transaction processing. We cannot use this data for making certain transaction directly into our company. But we can use this data for the business intelligence and for the data analytics. One popular application of this unstructured data is customer analytics. The retailers, manufacturers, and other companies, they analyze the unstructured data to improve the customer experience, and they enable targeted marketing. They also do the sentiment analysis to better understand the customer and identify the attitudes about the products, about the customer service and the corporate brand. See, for any organization, customer is a main thing. If we have more and more customer, obviously our organization is going to grow more and more. So now, today, it has become very important to analyze our customer, to understand their requirement, to understand what kind of products they want, and accordingly we can customize our products as per their requirement so that we can benefit more. Our consumers, they can benefit more. So for doing all this, we need to do the sentiment analysis. If a customer, he writes some review for our products, like we all do nowadays, whenever we do some kind of online shopping, at the bottom there is an option of providing the review. We buy that product, we use it, and we write down the review for that. Now, when we write the review, it is a form of unstructured data in the textual form. So that is an example of unstructured data. Now, this review that we have written, it does not go like this. It has to be properly analyzed with the help of various sentiment analysis tools. So that is what we do in data analytics nowadays. We understand this data which the customer has written, and then we can take further action. If the review which is given to us is good, we can keep the product like that. And suppose the customer, it has written some drawback about our product, so we can work on the improvisation of our product. But how can we understand that review? With the help of this analysis of the text. So this is one usage of unstructured data nowadays. We use this unstructured data, we use these data which is being generated by our consumer to better grow our organization. So one popular application of using this unstructured data is the consumer or the customer analytics. Then the next usage can be the predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance, it is an emerging analytics use case for the unstructured data. For example, the manufacturer, they can analyze the sensor data to detect the equipment failure before they occur in plant floor system or the finished product in the field. Predictive maintenance, that means we are predicting already that what all failure can occur. So even the analysis of these kind of predictive maintenance, it can be done with the help of our unstructured data. So this is another emerging analytics use case of the unstructured data. Energy pipelines, they can also be monitored and checked for potential problems using the unstructured data which is collected from the IoT sensors. See, today we have everywhere sensors implemented. So even the places where we have energy pipelines, so we have put down the sensors. Now these sensors, they may generate certain data. If they sense something, they can generate the data. Now this data, it is one example of machine data only. Now analyzing this data, which is again into the unstructured format, we can take necessary action of predictive maintenance. So even predictive maintenance, it can be very easily done if we have this kind of unstructured data that we are retrieving from anywhere. So this is a second use case of our unstructured data. Then, analyzing log data from IT system. It highlights the usage trends. It identifies the capacity limitations and it points out the cause of the application error, the system crashes, the performance bottleneck and the other issues. So basically now, as we are using this IT system everywhere, so we need to analyze all the devices, all the computing devices, and we need to pinpoint the causes of various application errors. Why are some system crashes happening? Why are there certain performance bottlenecks and various issues that are happening into our system? So since we need to analyze all these things, so even if the machines are generating this unstructured data in all types of format, but we can very well utilize this data for the analysis. Unstructured data analytics, it also aids the regulatory compliance efforts, particularly in helping the organization understand what corporate documents and the records contain. So basically, we can utilize this unstructured data into various format for the purpose of consumer analytics, for doing some kind of predictive maintenance, for analyzing the log data from the IT systems. So number of use cases can be there of this unstructured data. Now, we have next one, which is handling this unstructured data. Now, we have understood what unstructured data is, which is being generated from various machines, from various views in all different types of format. Now, since it is into different formats, how do we handle this unstructured data? So, talking about this, a variety of analytics techniques and tools, they are used to analyze the unstructured data in this big data environment. Other techniques that play roles in unstructured data analytics, they include the data mining, the machine learning and the predictive analysis. So nowadays we have different types of techniques which we use to understand this data. We have data mining technique, we have the machine learning techniques, we have predictive analysis techniques. All these techniques utilize to handle all this form of unstructured data. Text analytic tools, they look for the pattern, the keyword and the sentiments in the textual data. So if we talk about certain example of this sentiment analysis here, like if you watch a movie, you provide some feedback about that movie. Now this sentiment analysis can be done. If there's a person who has given the feedback about the movie, that the movie is comedy, fun-filled, enjoyable. So now these are the keywords which can be analyzed. And this analysis, it is being done with the help of various text analytics tools. That if in the feedback of a consumer, these kinds of keywords are occurring, that means this particular movie can be kept in this particular field of comedy movies. That means if a person, he searches for the comedy movie, so this movie can be provided to him. So this kind of text analytics tools we have, which analyze each and every text that we generate, each and every data that we generate. At a more advanced level, we do the natural language processing technology, which seeks to understand the meaning and the context in the text and the human speech. Now, this is another region, which is natural language processing, where whatever we say, the actual meaning of that will be extracted and it will be used accordingly. Increasingly, with the aid of the deep learning algorithm that use a neural network to analyze this data. So even this field of data analytics, it has grown a lot. We have various neural networks, we have various deep learning algorithms which are working on these fields of analyzing our data. Newer tools, they can aggregate, they can analyze and query all the data types to enable greater insight into corporate data and improve the decision making. Today, we are being generated with various tools by different companies which help us in to handling this unstructured data. Example, we have Azure Data Services. We have Microsoft Power BI. We have IBM Cognos System. We have Tableau. So these are different types of tools which are being used nowadays to handle all kind of data, all kind of unstructured data, so that proper analysis on this data can be done. Now, identifying photographs. See, here we are talking about visualization of data. So we have various photographs which we have to identify. So that is also one form of visualization that is required to be done in the business intelligence nowadays. Image recognition or identifying the photographs. It is a subset of the computer vision and the artificial intelligence, which consists of algorithms and techniques to label and categorize the content of an image. Today we have data which is being generated in the form of images too. So we need to identify the images and we need to keep them separately. And as per their sections, they should be kept and retrieved as per the requirement. So this is sometimes referred to as image classification or image labeling, and it is a crucial computer vision task which enables the machine to see. We have one field of computer system which is known as computer vision. Now, the task of this computer vision is to analyze these form of images, to identify these form of photographs so that they can be utilized in the proper way. If we talk about some of the examples of image recognition in action, they can be, first of all, Facebook auto tagging feature. You have all been using this Facebook. So in Facebook, what happens? We have the auto tagging feature. If you put down any photographs, your friends will be automatically tagged onto that. So this Facebook auto tagging feature, it is one example of this image recognition technique. Second one, the Google Lens app, which lets you scan the images to translate or search the elements online. We have this app which is being generated by Google, which is known as a Google Lens app. This app, it lets you scan the images to translate or to search the elements online. If you have some cloth, let's say, if you have certain cloth, you can just put it down onto your phone and you can open the app of Google Lens. So this particular cloth, it will be scanned and all the information related to your cloth will be given to you. This is one form of image recognition that is being used. Then the next application is eBay's image search feature. We are using this eBay's image search feature for the purpose of searching various images. Then we have the automated image and the video organization in the Google Photos and the similar apps. So even these automated tools, they are being used nowadays in the business intelligence. Why are we using all these image recognition techniques? So that we can better make use of this visual data also. The data which is in the form of graphics, which is in the form of images. So we have this computer vision technique which identify these images, these photographs, and they can be made useful in the systematic way. Image recognition or identifying the photograph. It is performed with the help of deep learning algorithm. Like any other machine learning model, an image recognition model, it needs to be trained on the image data. We have a proper technique which is known as machine learning. In this machine learning, we have various algorithms which are running behind, which will help us in recognizing the various images. The various features of the images, like how many pixels it has, what is the color, how can it match with the another one. So there are proper neural networks which are running behind this technology of recognizing this image or identifying the photographs. For us as a human, it is very easy. If two photographs are being shown to us, we can very easily match them. or we can very easily identify any photograph. The task is very simple for us. But for the computer, as our computer, it is not having eyes, but it uses this computer vision task to run to understand these images and function accordingly. Image recognition, it is made possible by deep learning, more precisely artificial neural network. So artificial neural network, they are the part of this deep learning which is used for the purpose of image recognition. We have artificial neural network. They are the artificial counterparts of the human neural network. They consist of multiple layers of perceptron, the mathematical counterpart of the brain's biological neural network. So perceptron, these are the mathematical functions and they can influence each other. Using these networks, the task of identifying the photographs can be easily done. See, we have in our brain the neurons. The neurons, they have the function to identify something. Our neurons, they have a function to gather the data, and whatever data that we gather, whatever image that we see, it will be analyzed into our brain with the help of neurons. So very similar to it, we have built an artificial neural network for our computer system. Using the various deep learning algorithms, this neural network, it will analyze the data, it will understand the images, and these analysis of images, it will be done by breaking the image into different parts, into different pixels, and then the image will be analyzed. You might have heard of image captioning. You will be provided with an image and you can caption the image. Suppose there is a dog sitting with a ball in a photograph. So that image can be provided to the computer system and the image caption automatically gets generated. Brown dog with a ball. So that is how the computer is doing it. It is using this computer vision technique to analyze this data with the help of various artificial neural networks. So even this is a part of visualization. Here in this visualization, we use this image recognition technique for identifying the various photographs onto the system. So with this, we conclude with our unit 7, which is all about visualization.